Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to another Cardwell's Cauldrons here on Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And today is finally a brand new horizon with War of the Spark cards coming out. Sadly, it only has one Planeswalker in it, but that's only because there's a creature I really super wanted to use. He's beautiful, he's burly. But before we get into that, go ahead and remind you that we do have a Patreon. And if you'd like to see us evolve and become awesome, go ahead and click down the link below, and we'll thank you for your support. For sure, and we love you. But now with the deck. The deck name is When I Was a Young Boar God.
When he was a young boar god!
That's right. We're doing a Illharg the Raze-Boar. He's a boar god.
That's where we're at. Boar gods for life.
And let's get into it, right? He's a 6/6 trample for 5, which those stats are just beautiful in its own right. But we love cheating in creatures. That's one thing we do especially have in common.
Yeah.
And that's what he does.
That's what this dude does.
When he attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Return the creature card to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. You don't have to sacrifice it. You just put it back in your hand so you can do it next turn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all gods have this text now, which is pretty cute. So when he dies, or put into exile, so when they're like Ixalan binding, you're like, cool, I'll put it on the third from the top of my deck. So suck it, pretty much. And that's what he does. He just cheats in dudes, and we're going to tell you all the beautiful things that you can do with him.
Oh yeah, he does some silly stuff.
Alright, but first, we'll get into the next new creature of the deck.
Alright, so he's one of our, he's like a weird reprint, but he's not.
Yeah.
So he's Arboreal Grazer. It's 1 green for a 0/3 reach, and when he comes into play, you put a land from your hand into battlefield tapped. So this is kind of a reprint of an Elvish Pioneer, which we both have loved forever.
Yep.
I think the only difference is a Pioneer can only drop like a forest, but whatever. This dude drops any land.
Any land.
But tapped.
Doesn't even care. And since we are 3 colors here, it's helpful. And I'm doing this over, of course, the Elvish, the Llanowar Elves.
Yeah.
Because you play this, they'll kill Llanowar Elves. You play this, you get a land, they kill this, who cares?
Yeah, this dude's already done his job.
Yeah, he's done his job. And he's a 0/3 reach, so early game, he'll protect you.
Yeah.
Next, of course, he doesn't have interplay ability, but she can do awesome work. Goreclaw, Terror of Sisma. 3 and a green, 4/3. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater, cost 2 less to cast, so that helps you. And when Goreclaw Terror attacks, this creature control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample into the turn. Pretty awesome.
But remember, it does say when she attacks, so it does not trigger if you drop her from a board god.
Exactly.
Because she has to be at the start of the attack phase.
She is just there, just to be there, really awesomely.
I mean, she's awesome. Does a lot of work.
Yep.
Next up is my favorite boy, Ravenous Chupacabra. He's back, making a little splash.
Might as well. I mean,
2 black and 2 for a 2/2 beast horror dog. And when he enters the battlefield, destroy target creature an opponent controls. So already getting extra value off of board god. Just swinging board god, drop this dude, kill that thing. Kill that thing.
Kill that thing. Sure, you're swinging. If they want to kill it, that's fine. If not, then you get to bounce it back in your hand and you get to do it again.
Yeah, sure, you're only hitting for 2 more damage, but it's swing, destroy a dude. I'll take those all day.
Exactly. Next one, just because it's silly. I don't think this card's good at all by itself, but maybe with this board, it's awesome. God-Eternal Rhonas. 3 and 2 green, 5/5 death touch, zombie god. When he enters the battlefield, double the power of each creature you control until end of turn. Those creatures gain vigilance in a turn. Vigilance won't matter because you're already swinging with the boar god, but you just plop this down and now you have a 12/6 trample with the boar god and you're just swinging.
Anything else attacking gets doubled as well because he just comes in off of that. And he's a 5/5 death touch, so he's going to get blocked. He's going to kill anything that he wants to kill.
Exactly. It's just super awesome.
This is one of the coolest texts I've seen, and I love every bit of it. So, Tetzimoc the Primal Death. 2 black and 4 for a 6/6 death touch. And when he enters the battlefield, destroy each creature with your opponent controls with a prey counter on it.
Yep.
So you pay a black and you're going to reveal him from your hand and put a prey counter on target creature. Activate this ability only during your turn. So the turn you play board god, you're like, cool. And when board god can swing, that next turn you're like, prey counter, prey counter, prey counter, prey counter. Swing board god, drop Tetzimoc, kill all those dudes. You don't have blockers on attack phase now, and you take 12 to the face.
Yep. So yeah, that's the cuteness of it.
I think that's hilarious. I didn't even see that before, but it's awesome with board god.
And of course, because you need to, because why not? It's an old Goldie here, but Ghalta, Primal Hunter. you're swinging, you might as well drop a 12/12 with trample.
Because you're swinging a 6/6 trample,
For free.
you may as well swing a 12/12 trample as well.
Especially when you're doing this on turn 4, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, you're like, hey, swing board god, take 18. Brark.
Yeah. Hopefully you can survive next turn, because it's going to happen again.
That's 18 trample, so that's the thing.
It's very beautiful. Now, with that, we'll get into the spells. And of course, when I make decks like this, everyone complains there's no early game, so let's do Angrath's Rampage. It's a black and a red. Target player, you get to choose one. Sacrifice an artifact, creature, or planeswalker. So hopefully early game, you can just get rid of whatever they need to at the moment. Especially planeswalker for 2 mana, which is super good.
Yeah, it's so good. Next up is Find and Finality. It is it's one of the split cards, and it is fine for 2 Golgari hybrid. Sorcery, you return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Yep.
Or Finality, which is the better one in my opinion, and is black, green, and 4. You may put 2 1/1 counters on a creature, then all creatures get -4/-4 until the end of turn.
It's insane how strong that still is. Like, the current meta right now is just like, it almost kills everything out there.
Yeah.
Which really helps. And plus, when your dudes are bigger, and if you play this on your boar, then you swing. The boar is smaller, but the dude that comes in isn't smaller, so it kind of works out that way to go through all their small dudes.
Yeah.
Now, the second most thing I've always wanted to play when it got revealed is Vivien's Arkbow. It's a 1 and a green legendary artifact. Get this. You can pay X and tap it. Discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library. You may put a creature card with a converted mana cost X or less from among them into the battlefield. Put the rest in the bottom of the library in random order. Awesome. This card's insane. It's an artifact, so it doesn't have summoning sickness, so you can play it in late games, discard a lane card, and go do whatever you need to.
Yeah, it essentially makes your lands late game into other creatures.
Yeah.
So late game, if you have 5 or 6 mana, you're just like, cool, pay X, get 5 drop. That just puts a Rhonas into play.
And
even if you're not that good, Rhonas gets to be like, I'm big.
Yeah. Or instant speed Chupacabra. Or end of your turn, you board wiped, I have another boar out.
Yeah, it's
Good luck.
silly. This card is insane how strong it is.
Super insane. And with Find, you can, discard creature cards and later pick them up later. This card is amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait to play the hell out of it.
Next up is the good one, Rhythm of the Wild. Red, green, and 1. Creature spells you cast are uncounterable.
Yep.
And non-token creatures you control have Riot. So all your dudes that come into play from Board God get Riot triggers, which you're just going to give them +1/+1 counter. Even though it's going to go away, it's fine.
Yeah.
That's still free again.
Exactly.
You don't really lose anything.
So, of course, it's turn 1 Arbor, turn 2 Rhythm, turn 3 is the nothing at the moment, because that's 4 mana, so you can be Goreclaw or whatever. But turn 4, you can do Boar, give it haste, swing, Ghalta, that's 13.
It's 18 damage
18
on turn
damage,
4,
yeah.
turn 4.
It's just ridiculous.
It's silly. Silly.
Yeah, especially. And then, of course, I promise there's one Planeswalker, and that's the new Vivien, Champion of the Wild. It's 2 and a green. Your creature spells creature spells have flash, pretty much. Which comes with 4 loyalty. So this is just another way to throw in dudes at the end of their turn as surprise or whatnot. Especially if you have big dudes and then at the end of the turn, just throw out a Ghalta for 2 mana. But her +1. You may end the turn up to 1 target creature gains Vigilance and Reach. So that's pretty cute. And then -2, you can look at the top 30 cards of your library, exile one of them face down, put the rest in the bottom of your library in any order. For as long as it's remained exiled, you may look at it and may cast it if it's a creature card. So as it says cast it as a creature card, that means it has flash as well, and exiled and underneath, and no one knows what it is but you.
Yeah, and it essentially gives you an extra card in your hand, is what it's for.
That's all it is. Like, if you need a creature, dude, then that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, with the lands, of course, it's all a mixture of all the shocks and buddy lands, but we won't get into that at the moment. We're going to go to honorable mentions, and I have 2 cards for you. The first one is actually Bolt Bend. It's an instant speed card that it's really silly, right? So it costs 4, so blah. But the spell costs 3 less to cast if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, which you possibly will. And it says, change the target of spell or ability with a single target. So if you have at least 1 red mana, you can basically counter one of those kill cards to something else.
Yeah.
So it's just super good at that point.
Yeah, if they target that kill spell, you're just like, cool, make that kill spell go to my Grazer. Because it's a 0/3, I don't care.
Exactly, or one of your dudes. Like,
yeah.
or even to the boar god if they try to kill something else, because then you just put on top of the third of the library. Yeah, that's just how it goes. And of course, the other one is Massacre Girl.
Yeah, Massacre Girl is 2 black and 3 for a 4/4 menace legendary creature. When she enters the battlefield, each other creature gets -1/-1 until the end of turn. Whenever a creature dies this turn, all of the creatures other than her get -1/-1 again. So essentially, if they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they all die.
Yeah.
Because they each stack every time a creature dies. But it's not just from her. So if like something gets, if you -1/-1 the board and then you kill spell another dude with like a fight spell, then it triggers again. And then whatever else dies, and let's say they have a 2/2, it dies, so you get another trigger.
And then blocks happen, and then that dies, and it just goes on and on, really. And that's why sideboard against definitely aggro control, she's gonna dominate.
Yeah.
Like against mono blue and mono white, or Azorius aggro as well, mono red. So we'll see how it goes, especially if you can flash in with a boar.
Yeah. Just to be like, hey, board god swing, Massacre Girl, burn.
Yeah, don't care if the board god went down either, that's okay.
He doesn't die, he comes back third in 2 turns.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly. Super good. Now, you'll probably be seeing a mixture of all of these cards later down the line because there's just so many tricks, and Reanimator's going to be coming back. I just didn't know how to create it at the moment. Just board god, Arkbow, just that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then most of my decks in the future because they're so powerful and fun.
Yeah.
But with that, thank you for enjoying your stay here at Geektopia Island. You have a good day.
Have a good one, guys.
Goodbye.
Later. Also, guys, I just remind y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all our future content, make sure you click that bell. It'll give you all the notifications you need.
With that, we'd like to go ahead and give a big thank you to all our fans that support us through the year, and especially our Patreon support people. We do like to give a shout out to our Mythic and Above supporters, and that would be Dwayne Higgs. Thank you very much. We love you.